Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investors channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, I'm going to cover a project that has been doing extremely well in the past 24 hours. And this project is called Chromia or the CHR token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects that we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website chromia.com in order to learn more about this project, right? But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on CoinMarketCap's information that is presented at the bottom of this page in order to provide you a peripheral information that will help you guys to do your own in-depth research before you invest in this project, right? So what is Chromia? Chromia is an open source public blockchain conceived of by Swedish company Chromaway AB. The Chroma token CHR was launched in May of 2019. The technology behind the Chromia blockchain is adapted for an earlier technology called Postchain, a solution provided by Chromaway AB for enterprise clients. So again, there's a lot to unpack here. So let's get to the basics. It's basically a open source public blockchain, just like any other blockchains. It's basically a blockchain project that is basically produced by a Swedish company called Chromaway AB, right? So they've launched this project with an intention of basically facilitating ease of transactions to their enterprise clients, right? And as a part of that, they launched their Chroma token or the CHR token, which is the native token of the Chromia blockchain, on May of 2019, which was again 2 years back. The technology behind the Chromia blockchain is adapted from an earlier technology called Postchain. So again, Chromia blockchain is based on the technology that was basically introduced before this, and that was basically called Postchain, which was also used for enterprise clients, right? So how does Chromia work? So what makes Chromia unique and how does it work, right? Chromia is a standalone layer 1 blockchain and EVM compatible layer 2 enhancement for Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. It is designed to enhance existing dApps and allow for the creation of next generation dApps by providing scalability, improved data handling and customized fee structures. So again, if you take Chromia blockchain, it's a layer 1 blockchain, which means it has a layer 1 base layer and probably even multiple other layers on top of it, such as second layers as well. But by fundamental reasons, this project is a layer 1 blockchain, right? And it's also Ethereum virtual machine or EVM compatible. Again, obviously expected from every blockchain technology right now, because if they're not EVM compatible, they're basically losing out on a huge market share from Ethereum. And layer 2 enhancement for Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. So again, they are compatible with Ethereum as well as Binance Smart Chain, and they're basically designed with a mindset of enhancing existing decentralized applications and for allowing the creation of new or next generation decentralized applications by providing scalability, improved data handling and customizable fee structures. Again, pretty much standard clauses that you would find in any blockchain project. They're basically aiming to produce a scalable solution, improving data handling and also customized fee structure that can reduce fees and also make sure that the user experience is much more pronounced and smooth. And they are basically allowing existing decentralized applications such as anything on Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain to be enhanced on their own blockchain, and also allow for the creation of next generation dApps to be built on top of them, right? So the blockchain uses a unique architecture called Relational blockchain, as well as a custom programming language called REL. REL is designed to code and function very similarly to SQL, allowing developers to leverage the security and immutability of blockchain while storing and handling data with the efficiency of a relational database. Again, now we are reaching the core component of this project, right? So if you see, they have a very unique architecture called relational blockchain, which means, again, we'll talk about that in a few seconds, basically allowing for customized programming language called REL, okay? So instead of projects that run on Substrate or Solidity or some other programming language, they have their own programming language called RHEL, and this is what is used for building dApps on top of the Chromia blockchain, right? Which in itself is is a part of a relational blockchain technology, which is a very unique architecture in and of itself, right? So that's basically what you have to understand from this one. RHEL is designed to code and function very similarly to SQL. So again, if you are familiar with SQL, then you are basically going to be easily using RHEL to build dApps on top of Chromia, and this allows developers to leverage the security and immutability of the blockchain while storing and handling data with efficiency of the relational database, right? So again, they're basically allowing for people who know SQL to build on top of Chromia and also use the relational database in order to make the dApps more efficient, right? Each dApp running on Chromia operates on its own sidechain, which is rooted on in the main blockchain. This allows each application to scale more efficiently and gives each application developer the freedom to choose from a variety of free fee structures. For example, one application may require users to pay transaction fees in Chromia, similar to how Ethereum or Bitcoin works, while other applications could stake enough Chromia to reserve computational power and allow their users to make unlimited transactions without paying any fees at all. So again, this is one of the main highlight of this project. So now we're talking about the main highlighting features here. So just like any other blockchain, this blockchain has a main core blockchain, which is the Chromia blockchain. But apart from that, it also has its own side chains that are rooted or connected to the main blockchain. Again, if you want to imagine this to Polkadot or Kusama or even the Ethereum 2.0 sharding layer, you can kind of like equate this one to that layer, right? So all decentralized applications that are built on the side chain basically rely on the security of the main Chromia chain, right? While also offering extremely high scalability, thereby preventing bloating of the network or high transaction fees and so on and so forth, right? So one of the key features is that each sidechain has its own way by which it acts. Let's say, for example, one sidechain in Chromia can let's say use Chromia or CHR tokens to pay gas fees, but another sidechain may not really require you to pay gas fees provided you stake a sufficient number of Chromia tokens on that sidechain. Or you could even use another token in order to pay gas fees. So this flexibility makes it much more of an enticing feature for this project. And so what applications have been built on Chromia? So again, now that we've discussed all these enticing features about Chromia, the main question arises on what kind of decentralized applications are already built on Chromia. So if there's no decentralized network activity or by dApps or DeFi on Chromia, then there's no real point in using that, right? So this question basically answers that one. Chromia already has a wide variety of applications building upon their blockchain, using their chain as a decentralized storage layer and using their layer 2 enhancements. These applications range from DeFi options trading platform Hedget to open world farming game My Neighbor Alice to government land registry initiative LAC property chain. So again, this is going to be a surprise to many people because there are some very well known and renowned decentralized applications or dApps that are already built, and there are many projects that are already allowing for DeFi to happen on Chromia, right? So one of the main projects is Hedget, which is a decentralized options trading platform, which is again not very well popular, but it's still a popular project nonetheless in the DeFi community, and that is basically built on top of Chromia, right? And there's also a very popular game called My Neighbor Alice, which is a project that we already covered in our channel. So if you want to check out that video, you can go to my channel and check that out. But My Neighbor Alice is a NFT based farming game, which is also a project that was launched as a Binance launch pool, I believe, Again, we covered it in our channel, and this project is also kind of like built on Chromia, right? And apart from that, they also have Government Land Registry Initiative, or LAC property chain, which is also kind of like a project that's built on top of Chromia, right? One of the latest features in development is a new NFT standard called Chromia Originals, which will operate both as a native standard on Chromia's chain, as well as an enhancement layer for existing ERC 721 and BEP 721 tokens. Work on these layer 2 enhancements are being developed in cooperation with My Neighbor Alice. Again, apart from these developments, they also have a new latest feature called new NFT feature called Chromia Originals, which will basically operate in two ways, both on Chromia's chain, where where there is more activity in the Chromia ecosystem, and also in an enhancement layer for existing ERC 721 and BEP 721 tokens. So again, this is kind of like an interoperable NFT kind of project, which is very unique to the Chromian ecosystem, and this is going to literally take off in the future, right? Work on these layer 2 enhancements are being developed in cooperation with My Neighbor Alice. Again, My Neighbor Alice is a project that exists on the Binance Smart Chain as well as on the Ethereum blockchain, but it's also on top of the Chromia blockchain. So all the NFTs that you earn in My Neighbor Alice on the Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain can be ported to Chromia blockchain and vice versa, right? And this is a huge development because, again, not a lot of projects have done ERC 721 or BEP 721 based interoperable transactions as of now, and this is a project that is basically aiming to be the leader in that space. So who is behind Chromia? So this basically talks about the team here, so I'll just quickly go through that quickly. Chromia's core team consists of industry veterans or perelmen, Henrik, again I don't want to pronounce the second name, and Alex I feel like it's I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm going to say Alex. All three have deep roots in the crypto space, going back to the early days of Bitcoin and Ethereum. For example, Alex published several early academic papers on proof of stake consensus and was also one of the key figures behind Colored Coins, one of the first projects to develop the idea of tokens that would later be brought to prominence by Ethereum. In summary, Chromia is a layer 1 and layer 2 blockchain solution under active development with the goal of delivering enhanced features and data handling and storage capabilities to decentralized applications. Again, overall, the project was built by industry veterans, three important veterans, or Perelman, Henrik, as well as Alex. And it's important to know that Alex was in fact a person who published several articles on proof of stake consensus. So he's he knows what he's doing, obviously, and he's also one of the key figures in Colored Coins. If you don't know what Colored Coins were, they were one of the earliest NFT attempts on the Bitcoin blockchain in order to make non-fungible tokens out of Bitcoins, right? And this was a project that kind of was the forefather of kind of like NFTs that we know and love on Ethereum today. And again, in summary, overall, Chromia is not only a layer 1 blockchain, but it's also a layer 2 blockchain solution that allows for active development with the goal of basically delivering enhanced features, on existing decentralized dApps and data handling and storage capabilities to decentralized applications. So that's basically what Chromia does in a nutshell, right? So if you want to know about the Chromia presentation, they have a very useful a video linked to the page itself. So if you go to CoinMarketCap and Chromia and scroll to the bottom, you can see this video, right, which I highly recommend people to view and read all the other information as well, right? So going to the Chromia.com website, again, what it says is the relational blockchain platform that makes sense. Again, that's their main highlight here. If you want to join their updates, monthly updates, you can subscribe here by providing your email ID. Deliver fast, unique architecture, plays well with Ethereum. Again, these are some of the three main components of Chromia. Chromia for games, Again, this is basically My Neighbor Alice, which is a very popular game, as I mentioned before. It's also available on the Binance Smart Chain and Chromia for enterprise. So again, they're mainly focusing on enterprises in this section. And if you see Chromia for DeFi, so Hedget is again a platform that many DeFi personnel are extremely familiar with. Chromia for fair applications. Again, they are trying to motivate people to build decentralized application or DApps, decentralized DeFi projects on top of the Chromia blockchain. And if you see relational blockchain geared for the real world, so again, pretty well said. And they have more technical information here for people who want to code and develop on top of Chromia. So again, they are talking about the relational blockchain itself, and I like their visuals. They are much more like mellow, but at the same time very informative. Plays well with Ethereum. So again, it is an EVM compatible platform, so obviously it interacts with Ethereum as well as Binance Smart Chain, enterprise blockchain. So again, any form of enterprise interests are basically captured here by Chromia. And try our tools for building tomorrow's applications. They're inviting new developers to build on top of them. And if you see, this is the cool logo, which I really like. The CHR token is the native token, and it basically empowers the platform itself, right? The main purposes of this token is basically it acts as a platform currency, payment of hosting fees. Again, you can pay with Chromia. Ecosystem staking, you can stake Chromia to participate in the ecosystem. System-wide purpose, again, you can basically use Chromia within the entire Chromia platform. You have multiple applications within the Chromia blockchain itself. Power to the public. And again, if you see, these are some of the key founders, and Alex is again the co-founder and CTO of Chromia. He is also involved in Colored Coins, which was one of the first attempts in NFTs, as we discussed before. So here are some of the backers for this project. Again, but backers, they may or may not be financially contribute. They may or may not have financially contributed to Chromia, but 21M Capital, Arrington XRP Capital, Bitscale Capital, Bite Size Capital, FactBlock, Gem Capital, JRR Crypto, NGC, Neo Global Capital, right? So again, some of the big names are backing this project. Here is the information from the community about what Chromia does. And if you see start developing on Chromia, this is one of the platforms that most developers would find interesting. You can also follow them on their socials, Twitter or Telegram, and read through their blog page, right? Again, that's pretty much it. It's a very extensive website with a lot of visuals that helps people understand what the project is all about. In the top right corner, if you click on the information, click on the button there in the top right corner, you can basically see some other options which will help you, learn and understand more about the project before you invest in this token, right? So going back to the coin market cap page for Chromia, this token is currently ranked 199th, again close to 200th ranking by coin market cap. And if you see, the token is currently priced 25 cents per token with a 31.57% increase in the past 24 hours. Again, just by seeing this number alone, the increase in value in the past 24 hours alone, I can say that this token is starting to pump, or it's already in the pumping stage, and that's something that you need to be very careful about, because once you buy on this token, it could start dumping, right? So always buy in red. That's basically my philosophy. But since it's in the 24-hour time period, it doesn't really matter, because I would usually go for like a 1 week time period or 4-hour time period in the minimum, right? So if you see this, since it's going up, you need to be very cautious about this project. And the market cap is only $110 million in market cap, a very undervalued project in my opinion, because it does have some really cool use cases, and as well as the layer 1 and layer 2 functionalities within one platform makes this much more enticing, right? So I think this project is kind of like in a way undervalued, even though it is kind of going up. But overall, I think this project can cross the $200 million or $250 million in market cap mark by the by the end of this kind of bull run, right? And if you see the max supply, the token has a max supply of 1 billion tokens with a current circulating supply of 420 29 million tokens, which is about 43% of the max supply. So again, a pretty decent number of tokens in circulation, but since the max supply is extremely high, which is understandable because it's a blockchain project, there is going to be some price slumping because people are going to sell their tokens, and that's going to slump the price, right? So be careful about that, because this token not only is quite pumping at the past 24 hours region, it's also kind of like a token that can easily be dumped on. So be extremely careful about this project, right? So if you take the charts itself, if you see the price of one token was worth 8 cents in June 2019, and it was pretty much in the 2-cent range for quite some time, making some occasional pumps mid-July last year, reaching about 6 cents per token. But till then, it was pretty much the same price point, somewhere between 2 cents to 6 cents. But the action only started happening early February this year, when this token went from 3 cents to an actual all-time high, parabolic all-time highs of about close to 50 cents per token, or even higher per token by mid-March, and then it crashed back down, and then it's been bouncing at that price point, making some steep peaks and then steep lows, and then it kind of crashed to a price point of 14 cents per token. But since then it's been rebounding, and now it's kind of going back up, right? So I think this token has only made one actual proper all-time high, but if you see, the price has parabolically shot up, right? Which means the demand came from nowhere. Either it's a whale who is manipulating the price, or institutions or enterprises getting into this project. But overall, it seems like this project can go up. But since it's in the green area, and it's still pretty significantly low from its all-time high, but if you want to wait till you buy it at a really good price levels, I would probably suggest you to wait till the token reaches like 20 cents per token or 19 cents per token, which would be a good possible dollar cost averaging opportunity. But if you want to buy this token at this price as well, you need to be very careful, because it could dump any time, and at the same time you need to have a very long-term perspective when it comes to this token, maybe 5 to 6 years kind of perspective. And if you keep checking your charts, it could make extremely high volatile ups and downs, which will probably give you a lot of sleepless nights, right? So if you take the Bitcoin compared to the other hand, the token price was much more volatile in the Bitcoin comparative. The initial token price was worth 8,600 satoshis, and then it made an all-time high in 2019 of about 13,200 satoshis, and then it kind of crashed back down to a not all-time lows, like relative lows of about 1,300 satoshis, and then it kind of like was going upwards and downwards, but made another all-time highs mid-August last year, reaching 6,400 satoshis, and then crashing back down to an all-time lows of about 1,157 satoshis late January this year, before pumping to a price of about 9,000 or close to 10,000 satoshis per token, right? Although this pump is not similar to the previous all-time highs, in fact it's not even all-time highs, we can definitely expect this token to make new all-time highs in the Bitcoin comparative, right? But since then the token had been going down, but now it's been going up after retesting the 4,200 satoshis mark, right? Again, if you want to buy this token in Bitcoin comparative, I would suggest you to wait, because this token can go below the 6,000 range again, and that will be a good dollar cost average opportunity, right? Or if you want to buy this token at this price point, you are significantly lower compared to the all-time highs, which means you have to wait for at least 5 years for this token to make significant all-time highs, because it all depends on what Bitcoin is going to do, right? And I feel like once Bitcoin hits 100k, all the altcoins are going to pump, and this altcoin is probably going to make a new all-time high in Bitcoin comparative, right? So both in the dollar comparative as well as Bitcoin comparative, I would probably suggest you to hold off. But if you do want to invest in this token, then if you hold a long-term mindset, then this token is good for you at this price point, right? If you take the markets, for example, you can clearly see that this token has ample of liquidity, because it's listed on Binance, Huobi Global, KuCoin, Gate.io, Poloniex, etc., right? Even on Crypto.com. So it is a well-reputed project which is listed on several exchanges, several tier 1 and tier 2 exchanges. which means this token has ample of liquidity and no real like issues with volume depth or trade depth or even like liquidity depth, right? So again, if you can get it from Binance, there's no real reason for you to get it from anywhere else. But with all the Binance FUD, you can also choose to get it from KuCoin or Huobi Global, right? So what's my final verdict on this, guys? So I think Chromia has a lot to offer. They need to have a lot more dApps to be built on top of them, because once the dApps start being built on top of them, I think there will be a lot of traction to this project, right? And I think they will definitely get a lot of traction if they try to build more dApps or make more partnerships, which although is coming, it's quite slow right now. And if they can increase their partnership rate, I think this project will definitely get a lot of adoption, and it can even be the next Polygon, right? It can even pump as high as Polygon, because Polygon has been literally killing it, although it's been having some price slumping along with the other cryptocurrency the entire cryptocurrency market. I do believe that Chromia can definitely overcome this pretty soon, and I can see a short-term price prediction of about 50 cents per token by the end of this bull run, and even $1 or $2 by the end of the subsequent bull run, right? So that's basically my verdict, guys. Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.